Mr. President, following up on that, there are two consortiums of states today, California, Oregon, Washington on the West Coast, northeastern states, totally representing about 100 million people, who said they're going to cooperate and decide when to reopen.
Well, they can
those
decide,
states.
but
Does that undermine what you're trying
no,
to do?
not at all. Let me just tell you, very simple. I'm going to put it very simply. The President of the United States has the authority to do what the President has the authority to do, which is very powerful. The President of the United States calls the shots. If we weren't here for the states, you would have had a problem in this country like you've never seen before. We were here to back them up, and we've more than backed them up. We did a job that nobody ever thought was possible. It's a decision for the President of the United States. Now, with that being said, we're going to work with the states because it's very important. You have local governments. They're pinpointed. It's really, you talk about, like a microchip. They're pinpointed. We have local government that hopefully will do a good job. And if they don't do a good job, I'd step in so fast. But no, they can't do anything without the approval of the President of the United States. Go ahead, please.
So if some states refuse to reopen and you order them to, the 10th Amendment to the Constitution says all powers that don't reside in the President or the Congress reside in the states. How do you overcome that?
Well, if some states refuse to open, I would like to see that person run for election. They're going to open. They're going to all open.
The ballot box.
I think that's something that's not going to happen. They want to open. They have to open. They have to get open. Every one of those states, the people want to go and they want to. Now, some are in a different situation. You have, I won't name states now, but I will over the next 2 or 3 days. I'm going to be very specific. But you have some states where this is not the kind of a problem that it is in New York or Louisiana or Michigan or other places that got hit very hard. Illinois got hit very hard. But all states want to open, and they want to open as soon as possible, but they want to open safely, and so do I.
Just to clarify your understanding of your authority vis-a-vis governors, just to be very specific. For instance, if a governor issued a stay-at-home order...
When you say my authority, the president's authority, not mine, because it's not me. This is, when somebody's the president of the United States, the authority is total. And that's the way it's got to be.
Your authority is total.
It's total. It's total.
Your authority
And the
is
governors
total.
know that.
So if a
The governors know that. Now, you have a couple of bands of excuse me. You have a couple.
Could you rescind that order?
You have a couple of bands of Democrat governors, but they will agree to it. They will agree to it. But the authority of the President of the United States having to do with the subject we're talking about is total.
You said when someone is President of the United States, their authority is total. That is not true. Who
Okay,
told
you know
that?
what we're going to do? We're going to write up papers on this. It's not going to be necessary because the governors need us one way or the other, because ultimately it comes with the federal government. That being said, we're getting along very well with the governors, and I feel very certain that there won't be a problem. Yeah, please, go ahead.
Has any governor agreed that you have the authority to decide when their state
I haven't
opens
asked
back up?
anybody because
But
I
no one
don't.
has
You know why?
no one
Because
has
I don't
said
have to. Go ahead, please.
But who told you the president has the total authority?
Enough.
Sir, did the states tell you, you've been talking to the governors quite a bit, did those coalitions of states on the West Coast and in the Northeast, did they tell you what they were going to be announcing before they announced it?
Governor Phil Murphy and the governor of Connecticut expressed today that they were going to be speaking and discussing on a regional basis what their recommendations would be. And we assured them
House
today.
about that, though, sir?
We assured them today on our conference call with, I think, 48 governors that were with us today for the better part of an hour and a half. We told them that what the president would be producing is directed to be produced are additional guidelines for the states certified by the CDC that would inform those governors and local communities and mayors about the best way forward based on the unique circumstances that those states and those communities are facing. I think what's clear is the American people have seen the experience in Washington State, where this really all began for us, and in California, and now the extraordinary challenges in the greater New York City area, including New Jersey and Connecticut, the challenges in New Orleans and Louisiana and Detroit, still Chicago, parts of Houston, but they're also seeing that in each one of those cases, that the mitigation efforts are truly working. And so we'll work with those states, and in some cases, it'll make perfect sense for them to work together
Let you know ahead
on
of
a
time
regional
what they're
basis.
planning?
Well,
But,
you don't know that.
but
You
the
don't know
president, the president
You
will
don't know
be,
that.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear your question.
All right, can you tell us? Did they let you know?
No, you made a statement, you don't know that.
Did the
I
West
didn't
Coast
hear you,
states-
I didn't hear
And
the
we would,
statement.
and
I'm
we
sorry.
would like to have their cooperation, and we are going to have their cooperation. They will cooperate perfectly. Watch.
And let me just affirm what the president said. We heard it again today in what I think was our 9th conference call with governors. I think every American would be proud to see the partnership that this president has forged with governors across the country. I mean, it is an extraordinary statement, and you'll see some data when Admiral Polovchek gets up in just a few moments. But the flow of resources from around the world that we've moved into areas that have faced challenges, I mean, this president has directed us to ensure that every state has what they need when they need it. And the spirit that I heard again from Republicans and Democrat governors today was reflective of that partnership. And as we move forward to the president's goal of reopening America, we expect the same kind of partnership in the interest of the nation.